Hello, welcome to the Why Name Podcast. Hello, welcome to the Why Name Podcast. Hello, welcome to the Why Name Podcast. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Why Name Podcast. I'm your host, King Lou.
And I'm the co-host, Nas.
And there it go, we live. There it go. Welcome to another episode of the Why Name Podcast. This is episode 14. Yes, 14, right?
14, man. 14.
Man, that's crazy. So as you
14
see,
long weeks.
it's been 14 long weeks, yeah. And this ain't getting easier, yo. Finding stuff to talk about every week. And then sometimes it be some like tricky conversations that like we gotta talk about what's going on in the world. So, cause like the base of the podcast is like viewing the world through two young black men growing up in it and experiencing it. So like it's been a tough week. How you been though?
I've been doing alright. Madden has been able to take my mind off a lot of things, so that's all. I just been in the house playing Madden.
What's up? What's up? You played 2K demo yet?
I played it for like a day. I never really enjoyed the 2K prelude and the demos and stuff like that. It's not really fun. I
How you
never really
feel?
played it to the
Did you
day
play like?
the game come out.
How
That
you feel about
shot
the
me
new
this
shoot?
ass though.
Yeah, I don't like the new shot meter at all though.
That shot me this ass for sure.
But are you gonna get it on the day it come out? Are we at that age still that we gotta have the day the game come out?
Yes, I'm never gonna be a certain age where I never not buy the game the day it come out. Like, I'm going to get that.
Yeah. I mean,
every release date, I'm going to get it. And I'm gonna play it all night like on 7.
I'm gonna get it. I'm kind of upset about like how it looks and all that, like how it feels.
But
I don't know.
But we say that
But it's a
every
demo.
year.
It's a
and we
demo.
play
You're
it.
right.
We
You're
say
right.
that every year and we play it every year. We like 2K they can do whatever they want to with their game, honestly, and we're gonna buy it every year and complain until the new one drop. It's a bad cycle. Like we'll never break it. Yeah,
And
we'll never
then,
break it.
all right, before we before we start doing stuff,
Oh, before we do that though, how you been? I mean, busy week for you?
it's a busy week. So like you today was my first this week was my first week working, yo. A lot of meetings, yo, especially being virtual, man. A lot of meetings, bro. Like I'm in
That
meetings
brother
all.
graduated and got him a job, man. Shout
You
out Lou.
had to, yo.
Yes,
So
sir.
corporate world, it's okay, it's cool. My team really chill. We laid back. A bunch of young people in there, like my job. So like they need a lot of us in here. So like they getting a lot of college grads out of there. So my team real young. So that's cool. I ain't in there with a bunch of older people who gonna think I should know everything. They saying a lot of people like they're teachers. So it's cool being in there. Not
See,
think you.
that's why I feel like we had like the perfect age, like to go into the corporate world though, because I
Yeah.
experienced the same thing over summer when I was doing an internship at the bank, and it's like all of them are old, like they are very very old. I think the the age gap was crazy. It was the interns, then it was Imani that had just graduated the year before us. That was the next of youngest after us, and then everybody else was like 40 and above, like everybody. It was crazy. And even at Virginia State, like when I was interning at Virginia State, they had like I want to say like 30 something teachers that could just up and leave at that moment, just say I'm done with this, I'm
You did say
retiring.
that.
Like so that's just crazy. So I feel like we really had the perfect moment to be jumping into the corporate world.
Yeah,
Because
we're the next wave right now.
yeah, all the old people they retiring now. They ready to stop working. They ready to get up out of there. So it's our time to shine for real. Yeah.
And then a lot of people like with this COVID, people who like are in that position that can just like I did my time, I got my retirement already secured. They say I'm not going back to work in this COVID world. So like it's crazy.
What?
Like we in there like.
I ain't even thinking that either though. That's crazy. Like with all that's going on, a lot of people have been working for years. They could just up and retire and just say forget it, never going back. Like it's no point. So yeah, it's a lot of that sounds like a lot of job opportunities for all of us, man. Y'all better jump on.
Exactly. So yeah, make sure y'all taking advantage of it. But I know like a lot of places I've been seeing like being in VSU 20 group chat, they just like sending a whole bunch of job on virtual jobs. They need people like now. They'll be able to train you. So it is the perfect time, like you said. But like I said, a lot of meetings, yo, getting used to that. Being on the phone calls and being in meetings that, like, say I'm working on a project, like saying I'm not directly working on people, but this is the project we're working on. Listening to the head person speak, even though like I don't directly report to him. I ain't really saying nothing, but I got to be on that meeting. I'm gonna take some getting used to because I'm home. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I ain't really trying to hear what you say, but I got to. At the
Yeah.
same time, cause I'm getting paid to do this now. So like,
Mm,
that could be a transition. But like I said, it's been a busy week, yo. So last night, late last night, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. His family came out on his personal Twitter, Instagram, and I believe Facebook page, and came out and announced that he has passed at the age of
mm.
43 from colon cancer. So that's
And
crazy.
that was sick for me to even process at the time. I didn't even know he was that old. Like, he doesn't look that old at all. Like I didn't even
He
think he was
doesn't.
43. But yeah, we've been losing a lot of people all 2020 for real.
It's been a sad 2020. Being that it was from colon cancer, and he had it at for 4 years. He was battling for 4 years, so that's what
Mm,
39, or depending on when his birthday is 38. That he not 38, but 40 had been when he diagnosed with it. And they like I think the average age for a man to go get his colonoscopy is either 40 or 45. So like he had it earlier than the age you're supposed to go get it checked at. So
oh,
that's
and that's really scary. You know what I mean?
it
I feel
is
like it was an eye opener for real. I think I want to start going to get, you know what I mean,
regular
checked up more
checkups.
often.
Cause
I
I
don't,
mean I
not nothing like that. I don't think I'm gonna go do that till it's time. But
Yeah,
like
but regular
just going to
checkups.
get yeah.
Cause I take it for granted that I'm young, I'm healthy, that I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna have none of these problems. I work out all the time, but if I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna get sick. It ain't
Yeah.
like he was doing movies and stuff, so like
Mm-hmm.
he was literally the black superhero, yo,
Yeah.
Black Panther. So like it was sad, but rest in peace to him. I pray for his family. I mean, all the big Marvels fan, even though um I like what I like about Black Panther. It wasn't just a black movie, like he was a superhero that happened to be black.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like he was just out here being the stereotypical black person that they put us in these movies. He was just a superhero that was a great superhero and one of the most powerful. The um, vibranium is one of
And
the most powerful things in the world.
not even with just Black Panther though. I know that was like
Yeah,
the highlight of his career, but
I know Jackie
he
Robinson.
also got a lot of legendary roles. Now I mean, a lot of the roles he played, he portrayed legendary people. So yeah,
So
man,
I think
it's really sad to see him go, especially this early.
yeah, like if you think about the prominent black people in that you name, in music, law, sports, Jackie Robinson, James Brown, Thurgood
Yeah,
Marshall, like
and
Bobby.
it was crazy
It's
though. The Five Bloods was his last movie scene, and he was dead in that movie. So
it's
that's
just
crazy as hell. Yeah,
Five Bloods. He that's
that was the last one that was released to the public,
uh-huh.
and
That's
he was
tough.
dead in it.
That's tough. And then now that speaking too soon, how do you feel like they should do with his character in Black Panther? I don't know if it's done filming yet, but how do you feel like they should do with that? Cause I seen a big uproar on Twitter, that Black Panther character. Do you feel like they should just end it, like no Black Panther 2, or do you feel like they should recast it in honor of him? Or
I mean, if they were to do a two, I mean they can't.
I
They
don't know. I mean, I don't know.
if they were shooting it, if they were
Yeah, that
already shooting it, they could sneak a scene like change the plot in where he
he
dies and then something great happens afterwards and it moves on, but it doesn't go on to another movie. Like that's just it. I
yeah.
could see that happening if it does, but I don't really think they should recast it with
I think they need to
another person. Not
talk to the
now at
family,
least.
talk to the family
Not
at
now
least, see
at least. But
get
I
their
mean, then
opinion.
again, we can't even say that because I mean, think about how many Spider-Mans we had, so how many Batmans we had, like how many everything we've had. So
Yeah,
I mean, over time, the
they're gonna
actors of
probably
the character does change. So realistically,
they're
it
gonna get another.
will down. Yeah, realistically down the line, it will like the character will be incorporated somehow, but not right now. I don't think now would be
Yeah,
the time to even announce something like that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like I said, rest in peace to him. God wrap your hands around his family, give him the God to get through it. Next on the list, yo. So I talked about my versus battle, yo. What's crazy doing the versus battle on the last round? It's on the Instagram page right now. Uh, we found out through the comments. So like, it wasn't like I was on Twitter or anything else. Me and
Mm-hmm.
Ty and my bro Ty and for a while, we doing a battle, playing our last two songs, and everybody in the comments just saying chat with Bozeman, right? And I was currently down at the time, right? So I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
like maybe chat with both had like a meme or something. Cause one dude was like, "Oh, the Kermit fraud, insert Kermit fraud meme," and just like joking and stuff, right? So I'm thinking like it's a meme or something. But everybody in the comments like chat with both and chat with both. And I had my other phone because I was recording off one phone, and then I had my like playlist together on my other phone, so I used that.
Mm-hmm.
And I go on Twitter, it was like actor Chadwick Boseman, known as Jack Robinson 42, has passed away at the age of 43. So it was crazy, but we already talked about it, but like the versus battle, yo, it was good celebration of music. I ended up losing, yo. It was tough. I take my L like a man, take it to the chest, but yeah.
I mean,
And then
it's crazy though, cause I mean, even you I hit the group chat for assistance, and DJ kind of told you was gonna lose before it even started. Like
it's
I probably
good, bro.
he told you was gonna lose like a couple days when he heard the playlist. I mean, that R&B that's DJ drop. I mean, that's what he
Hmm.
listened to on the regular. So I don't
And
know, man.
it
You
was
should have made
crazy.
some tweaks or something.
No, it was crazy because like it got changed. The original was supposed to be 90s women versus 2000s women, and
Mm-hmm.
then it got changed to 90s women to 2000. I mean from 90s men to 90s women. I was like,
How did that even come about though?
what?
The versus battle.
They've been doing it. They've been doing theirs like ever since like the Versus Powder came up. They did it, and I
Mm-hmm.
was in there. You know me, I like to talk trash. I like blah blah blah. Why name podcast? Like we're in this like all that good stuff,
Ah man, you went in there talking shit on behalf of
and lost
us and got
and lost
punished.
and lost. I know,
That's not
right?
cool, man.
That's
That's
not.
not
Hey,
cool.
look, man, you can go make it up, bro. You go find you a battle or something.
Nah, I'm good.
uh, yeah, but like let's keep it on this week, yo. It's crazy how busy and crazy this week was, yo. So as it's like even if you didn't have a phone in your hand, because a lot of people are like, oh, I ain't like when we talk about trending topics, you couldn't have
Mm-hmm.
missed this. Another unarmed, well, I came. Another black man was shot by the police. It's not clear as where as if he had a knife in his hand or with a knife in his car. I'm seeing so many different stories. The police hasn't even like been all the way compliant, but can you really expect that in 2020?
Man,
Oh,
regardless if it was a knife in the car or not, know what I mean, like you got a taser,
mm-hmm.
and that means even if his
And it was
intentions
two of them. It
was
was two of them though.
yeah, so even if his intentions was to go get the knife, you got time to tase this man before he even got time to turn around. You got two tasers on him. Why is your initial action is to reach for your gun instead of your taser when the person is unarmed in the first place? Like he's
And it's
walking away, no weapons in his hand. You got a gun drawn on his back instead of
and,
having your taser out. And I
and the
feel like
thing
that.
is, if they
Go ahead.
felt like if they felt like their life was in danger from the video, so I got a video. I'm gonna share it on the video. But uh
Viewer discretion advised.
yeah, viewer discretion advised. If you haven't seen this, we're gonna talk about
And
it if
if,
you're watching.
and
I
if
can
you
share
don't
this.
want to see it, I mean, you can just skip when it drops.
Yeah. So
This the
uh,
fair warning.
yeah, just a fair one. Good job putting it out.
Mm.
But like I said, if you about to see in the video, he was walking away. Hold on, I gotta stop it real quick so I can have the sound as well. This is from CTV News. Gotta get my reference. I ain't trying to get flagged or anything.
Yeah, we don't own no
But yeah,
copyrights to this video either. You can
I
stream
don't own no copyrights to the video. All right, so I'm gonna play it, yo. As you see right here in this video, he's walking away. Look at he's on one side of the car and goes all the way to the other side of the car. Mm. So he was there to break up a domestic violence thing from what they say in a cell phone across the street. Mm. So everybody who's listening, we watching the video, and as you see, he gets in the car, and then it's when he was grabbed by the officer, which I don't understand. They felt so dangerous. Why did they let him get this far? As you see,
exactly.
he was on the other side of the car. So now they're
You
gonna show you the
walk.
part. As
Why
you see
not?
right
Why
now,
not tackle him like you do everybody else? He walking away.
he
You
walked
got
from
guns drawn on his back.
the other side of the car, and I think this is the actual part. And then there goes saying the officers were placed on administrative leave, and then they're showing protests. So I didn't actually show the actual video of the shootings because I mean I feel like it's traumatizing enough as
Yeah.
us black men going through that enough. I feel like that was traumatizing enough of we have to deal with that on a regular day basis. Like it hasn't been a day, like you said it on one of the first few episodes, it hasn't been a day that you haven't seen. You've been seeing black people getting killed on your phones since you picked the phone up.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's more, it's getting like people like we need to normalize stuff. This is something that we don't need to normalize. Black people being killed by the or shot because at this point he's not killed. He was paralyzed and waist up right now. Hopefully he'll be able
Waist
to
down.
recover. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, waist down. You're right,
Yeah, waist
waist
down, waist
down.
down.
It's just sad, and obviously that led into uproar in the city of Kenosha or Kenosha. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. Wisconsin, and that's another swing state as well. So make sure I go vote. But
And
what
that's
you
that's another
how you,
that's the
how you
reason
feel
that,
about
like, how I feel about what? Go ahead.
like the shooting and the people saying, well, we need to see the whole
I'm
video from the
I feel
beginning.
it. I mean, I feel the same way about every time I see somebody that look like me getting shot in the back, killed through my phone. I mean, I don't. It's like I said a couple episodes, so like it's just sickening to see. It's sickening that I still got to talk about it, and I'm 22, and I've been seeing it and hearing people talk about it since, like I said, when I picked up the phone. And the whole situation, like the backstory about how he was there breaking up a fight and all, that's really a reason why
Uh, with
I
his two
mind my
kids in the
business.
car too.
Yeah, that's another reason I just mind my business. Let people do what they got going on. Cause you never know. I mean, they won't even call for him. He ended up dead simply by trying to break up a fight. So that's really why I just mind my business. Let whatever happens happen. And that by me saying that, that's not me justifying or saying that he should have minded his business or saying if he did mind his business, it wouldn't happen. But it's just senseless.
Hmm.
It was a
And then
senseless killing in itself.
as you would expect today's days, people were mad. Being that we seen it again, it's on social media again. Another man shot in the back.
In
Like
front of
now
his
up,
kids.
he wasn't in this video when he was shot. He wasn't facing them. He couldn't have been a threat to them facing them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That people were
Like
saying he don't know.
he walking back. If he's walking away, he walking away with his back turned. Grab his wrist. You put a handcuff on it. If you feel threatened, like you said, you take it. It's
And the
a
thing
lot of
is,
options to do.
and it
And the
has me
thing
questioning their training. Like,
and,
what are they
and
what are they be trained to do?
in the same place that they feel threatened that he's walking away and they letting him walk unarmed. But they shoot him like it's just crazy. They're in the same place a white boy walks with a gun and they don't raise an eye. No, I mean they let him go. They thank
And
him.
that's crazy. Look at you getting good at your segues, yo. So that's the next what we're talking about right here. We're gonna show how the white boy Kyle Rittenhouse uh was able to
And even
shoot
and
three
even
people,
it's just
leaving them dead.
down to the narrative is even down to the narrative is it's just crazy in itself as well. How they portraying it, like the type of language the mayor was using,
Look
with
at this gun. Look
the
at this
sheriff
gun that he's running with.
the language that the sheriff or the mayor, whoever was up there giving that speech about how he was up there trying to solve whatever issues that was going on, and then you go on social media, you go on Twitter, you see the links of the same news post posting how it was a knife in the car or he had
The New York Post.
yeah that's how he got a knife in the car or he had charges and all this other stuff, but then they turn around and post a white boy spray painting
Clint.
vandalism after he just shot and then he killed somebody too. Like
He killed two people. He killed
killed
two
two
people.
people and shot and just injured the other one, right?
Uh-huh.
And he won't even from there. He's not he won't from there at all.
It was so many things wrong with that, yo. So when he was 17, so he's not able. He is 17, so he was 17. He crossed. He not able to have a rifle at the age of 17 because you have to be 18 to have a rifle. He
Mm-hmm.
carried a rifle across state lines that wasn't like he's not even old enough to have. That's two right there. He went out there after the protest, right? Because they said they put it down curfew. So he shouldn't have been out there anyway. Cross state borders with he go there and shoot three people. Like you can't be the one who say Blue Lives Matter and like we should support the police, and you go out there trying to do their job for them,
Yeah.
or like not saying that the job is to shoot us, but
And
uh,
and it says something about his ass being an inspiring police officer and all this other crazy shit. Like it's
yeah,
all of the language that they use when they speak about us in a situation that involve us dying. They clearly don't give a fuck.
they try to like you said they try to show a picture of the New York outlet on New York Post about like how he was. I'm trying to think.
Spray painting over, cleaning up the spray paint on the
Yeah,
wall and shit.
and how when they showed the black guy, it was all of he was I think he was in a store and he just they tried to find the picture of him looking the worst at the time
Mm-hmm.
and it or when everybody else had a picture of him with his two children. So I just don't hate the way that they try to portray us in the media versus a killer. That was he was a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with that being said,
And and while we speaking on situations like that, we might as well talk about what's going on in our own backyard. Um,
mm-hmm.
15 people are being charged with. For those who not unfamiliar,
Oh yeah.
battery
Uh-huh.
statue in downtown Portsmouth got tore down, and 15 people are being charged, including I believe it's like the head of the NAACP Portsmouth chapter,
Uh-huh.
the senator. A lot of people are being charged for this. Like I said, when does it stop? I mean, it's just multiple blatant slaps in the faces. We
It's
don't give a fuck.
sad.
That's what they're saying.
It it's sad. I'm trying to pull up the article, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. So basically, like during the protest, a couple months ago, Confederate monument that was in downtown. People that was were charged. I mean, they were tore down. People were charged saying they was the reason that it happened. Even though one of the older ladies, she didn't physically tear it down, but they saying that like because she started that protest and all this stuff, it's okay. Like we're gonna attach this crime to her, even though it's a crime to tear down a war monument of a war that was lost. Like we over here celebrating losers, what it sounds like.
That's another thing that doesn't make sense.
Why are there Confederate statues for losers?
Like, wow, why are we celebrating the Civil War and the losing side of the Civil War at that? Like, it just doesn't make sense. The things that certain people choose to be proud of are stupid. The things that certain people identify themselves as, like, certain things shouldn't be your entire identity. Like, you are more than your political party, your religion, your race. Whatever whatever you think defines you, it doesn't. Like, you are way more than that.
So I got you right here. This is the article you're talking about. So she was a senator, Luis Lucas, on one of the heads of the NCAA members charged on felony charges for being a community leader, a committee. I'm trying to think what the actual charges, but it's felony charges, and they put a warrant out for her arrest this past Monday for the Confederate monument being torn down on June 10th on Old Town Portsmouth, saying that she caused more than $100,000 in damages. Like it's concrete, yo. It's sad about how they're valuing the life of a statue that can be rebuilt and remade more than the black lives that they was out there protesting.
They was going crazy out there too. I drove past. They was setting stuff on fire. Everything. It was snapping out there.
Yeah, so keeping on the protest though, as you the NBA was the Milwaukee Bucks and Orlando Magic were scheduled to play on Thursday. No, on Wednesday. I'm sorry, they were scheduled to play on Wednesday, and then the Bucks decided just to not come out at all in protest of the game. Was saying that the Orlando Magic didn't come out, and then the NBA was so advanced they end up so the Bucks wouldn't get a loss or a forfeit. They end up canceling all the games for that day to try to get a grab of what's going on. They end up protesting, I guess, a total of 3 days of not playing games and boycotting games. How do you feel about that? I know they're gonna end up playing today Saturday. the game starts at 3:30, so they're back playing, but they made some demands. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it was dumb as hell. Like that was stupid.
Why
If
why
y'all
would you say that?
because like what did you really do? Like what did you if you're gonna boycott and protest, then do that. Like what was the point of starting the season back over? Like nothing changed. Like what nothing changed, nothing happened within that 12 hours that it went from we not playing no more to we'll be playing Saturday. Like or the season won't be canceled. So I just felt like it was stupid to do. Well, it wasn't stupid to do, but it was stupid to give in. If you was gonna do it, y'all should have just did it. Like
All
that's
right,
what that's
all right, and this is my response to that. I believe like they when they got in the bubble, this is after the George Floyd death and Breonna Taylor's murder, or well, I'm just asking, what was this before or after? They started the protesting that they signed up. They said they were gonna come back to the league. I know that. No, it had to be after because Kyrie said he wasn't coming back because of that. So,
mm-hmm.
when it happened, I think they was like, all right, we got their attention now. We're gonna do our little. We're gonna do our little, not little, come making it smaller. They were making the announcement that they're gonna do, like promote Black Lives Matter, and all that. But they wasn't expecting somebody else to be killed and in the media to get their attention. I think when they went back in the bubble, they was like, all right, we got y'all attention. We want to promote the message and all that. We shouldn't have to deal with this no more
But
because
that's
y'all,
that's what
y'all seen it.
Kyrie was saying though. Like that's what Kyrie that was Kyrie whole thing. Like nothing changes just because we're playing basketball. We're back playing sports. Like it would have they would have made a bigger statement if they packed up, went to the crib, say, "Fuck the rest of the season. I'm done with it." Like and still got their demands afterwards. Like if y'all gave in hours later and got y'all demands like what they turning the stadiums into
The bo-
voting polls.
yeah.
And I mean y'all could have did that without coming back. I mean y'all that should have been one of the initiatives when the bubble first started. Like it shouldn't have took like what wasn't voting like every we should be voting wasn't that wasn't the thing before the bubble like when all
Yeah,
this so I don't get why it takes now to we're gonna change we're gonna make all the stadiums voting polls like yeah, I just thought it would have been a bigger statement for them to just go home and let it be done like oh y'all still killing us and we here playing sports y'all don't care so we don't care we going home.
and I think maybe because like a lot of players were on for playing, so like now all the contracts, the prorated contracts are already fulfilled. All this money now they're getting is extra because over playoff money now. So
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe they took account because like we can't say all these players because it's a pandemic. All these players were guaranteed their money as the big star players. So I think that played a role into it. But I think now it shows the players have even more power because when they get boycott, they got these voting polls, as you said. I think the NBA is going to have to launch more commercials during the game about uh, voting, and I think that's the whole initiative right
But
now, getting the votes and,
what is
and
a
changing.
commercial though? Like what are y'all actually doing? Like what is a commercial?
I
Like
think that's
how many bro? Be honest, bro. How many ads do you see a day that you actually pay attention to? You
I don't
you
I
you
don't,
skip ads. You skip
but
ads and during commercials on my phone, I ain't paying attention to what's on the TV. And my mindset was before all this going on was I was already gonna vote. Nobody's gonna be watching the NBA game and say, "Oh, I'm about to vote because it's a
but look, at the same time,
NBA."
if we know with the Super Bowl, these ads cost money. Like the Super Bowl is having a commercial during the Super Bowl is one of the most important things. So now this money is being took out of these bigger corporations because of they can't get these spots because the NBA has them for to promote whatever the initiative that the NBA wants. So I think once these bigger corporations start, because we already know it's a money like that's what it really is. Like the United States at least is ran off of money. It's not ran off of political views. It's ran off of money and how we can really affect it. Because I believe anybody in these politics can be bought out with their
Mhm.
opinions. So I believe now these bigger corporations we donate into these. president campaigns, these Democrat and Republicans campaigns, if their money is not being used to get their message across now, then we're like, oh yeah, y'all gonna have to change this so we can get back on TV, so people can start seeing our products. Cause yeah, you're not, yeah, me and you are not paying attention to the commercials, but they're paying money for these commercials. So now if that money
But
is not being used,
what's the basic commercials that you see during football, during sports games? You see insurance commercials. You see cars.
mhm.
You got Dorito commercials.
Food commercials, you got whatever that target people are looking at. So
You got your Nike. These are things that people go get on the regular anyway. Like I don't I promise I've never met anyone that has looked at a car ad on TV and said, I'm about to go get that car. Like, we need to go get that car. Like, that's just, it don't be happening. Like, I get what you're saying, but like it's really no power in that. Like,
but I'm
it's a
saying it's not about the content. What I'm saying it's about the money that's being used to go on that commercial. So these car commercials, these Chevrolet or these Kia, I believe Kia the NBA sponsor right now. These Kia commercials that's trying to be on TV is now losing a spot because now their players have to get their message across. Right now, the players' message is voting. I'm not gonna go against their message. I wish it would be more less more funding, get this funding correct because what I'm hearing now is the police department be getting the surplus of what the military getting. Because as you've seen, a little town like Kenosha or Kenosha, I believe it's Kenosha is how you pronounce it, Kenosha, Wisconsin, they got military grade materials like it was nothing. Like you seen all these riot shields and stuff, but at that same time, Wisconsin made that school district might be lacking the funds, but the police department got the funds to have these military grade commitments, these tanks and all that stuff, able to call
man,
the National Guard. So
bro.
I think that's what it
We
meant.
even we even got shit like that, and that was crazy for me to see that Portsmouth got big ass riot trucks like they be having. Like, it's crazy, man.
And
That
and and
money could
and
be something
being that
else.
we came from Portland Public Schools, we seen the notebooks and stuff we had. Like if we got
Mm.
a notebook that's 3-4 years old, we happy that oh this is new shiny notebooks. Most of the notebooks that they gave us in school to use, not the ones that we had to like get back and stuff. Oh, not get back, but like the notebooks they gave us and textbooks they gave us in school, the ends are all bent up on them. They've been. You open your notebook, you might have seen your dad name in the notebook. That's how old the notebook might have been. That textbook might have been, not notebook. So I feel like that money needs to be redistributed equally instead of that's what defunding the police means to me at least. Like not just taking all the money from the police, but taking that money that they don't really need. Like why did like you said Portland police have riot shields and all these tanks and stuff like that, and the school system is trash.
Yeah,
So like that's why I think that's what my personal doing. But like the NBA said voting their message, that's where they went off. But like I said, so now that's the NBA. Other sports stopped playing. The baseballs, I mean, not all the teams boycotted. NHL, I believe MLS, started boycotting it too. Do you think it's gonna be a trend? Do you think it's gonna be like NFL games missing, not played? 'Cause I know the Giants talking about Saquon Barkley and another player talking about they might start a game. Do you think that's gonna be a trend? And if it's a trend, what's gonna be accomplished?
no,
Or what
I
is?
mean, it, nobody ever really does what the NBA does. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to a situation like this, the NBA always handles in the best way. So, I mean, I don't expect to see a lot of it in football. Because I mean, if you think about it, all the protests in the sports, it started with football,
It
and
did.
now
So
when
and
you think about,
Colin Kaepernick, make sure you
yeah,
say.
and so now when you think about sports protests, we're looking at NBA, WNBA, like what so the NBA, I mean the NFL really never really had cap in his back like they were
They didn't.
supposed to.
And then
Yeah.
Roger Goodell came out and said like they should have listened to him. And
Roger
I feel
Goodell
like
said Roger Goodell says that every 3 months, bro.
like
Like I
that's like
promise that's not the first time I heard that man say, "Oh, we should have listened to Cap. We made a mistake by not listening to Cap." Like ESPN write an article about that every couple months.
it's just
Got a little
now
water too.
people. Why does it take for us as not society but these major players to actually have something crazy happen? Because Kyrie Irving, as you mentioned earlier, said they shouldn't be back playing,
Mm-hmm.
and now they actually boycotted the game 2 3 months after Kyrie Irving said that. Why does it take for something bad to happen? I feel like we're too reactionary to being proactive. We need to actually sit down and get our plans together and get everybody on one accord, which is hard to get
Mm-hmm.
everybody to agree on the same thing. I understand that, but why does it always take for the major thing to happen for us to be reactive instead of being proactive?
I really think shock factor. Like I feel like people get something out of caring. Like nobody really cares until everybody does. So it's not really a big deal to the masses until it's not really a big deal to the masses until it's a big deal to the masses, if that makes sense.
I get exactly
Like
what you're saying.
yeah.
And I think that's what happened with the George Floyd death. Like we black people been getting killed. Black people been being harassed by police. Black people been um just being targeted at first, but now on a national stage, they got to see this cop put his knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That's where, like you said, the
And
shock value.
that was the first time we ever saw something like that, you know what I mean, as well. We done seen chokeholds, we done seen people getting shot, we done seen the brutality, but like to see that, that I feel like
To
that
see
kind
the
of
actual life come out of him, like for him
yeah.
to watch him pass. I mean, recipe to George Floyd. It's gonna be crazy because these are things our parents had to read about growing up with the civil rights, and now we at our age now we're hearing about seeing it that not even our parents, our grandparents had to deal with this. My parents
Mm-hmm.
wasn't alive for the
They
civil rights, so
had to deal with that. Like
yeah. So like,
crazy.
what is going to be the change? So like, what do you think we need to do to change? So I personally think like I know the NBA was on the voting, but I think more of a local elections because like honestly, I think it's a trickle up effect. Everybody think we should start from the top, get the president out and get him. Yes, I don't agree with the sitting president is doing right now, but it's not really Donald Trump doing right now that's affecting me personally. Like at home in Portsmouth, like
Facts.
I feel like these local elections is what we really need to be targeting on some people who can actually make changes. Oh, it's the budgeting department for Portsmouth. Like Donald Trump doesn't control the budgeting department in Portsmouth. Let's get the proper funding for schools instead of in the police departments. Um, or the proper funding period in Portsmouth, then we can work on going to the national level or even state level. Like get it right
All
for Virginia.
up to date police trucks and cars, like man, y'all need to go back to driving them little Fords y'all used to be driving, man. Like y'all
The Ford Taurus.
yeah, man, need to bring the tours back, man.
Man, you don't know how many times have you seen these 2019, 2020 folks on Ford Focuses on the roads, bro.
Like, anybody
Fully
driving around
equipped.
with anybody driving around with a police car, any type of car that police drive, please put a sticker or something on your damn car. I'm sick of being terrified you riding behind me or riding near you and you just look like the
that's
boy. It's not
and
comfortable.
that's sad. Do you think like other races experience that the same we do? Like, all right, boom, not saying we speeding, but like, boom, a police car. I'm doing 25 miles, 35 miles per hour on a regular city, and I see a police car on me. I'm like, Lord, bro, please leave me alone, bro. Like, just
I
go
feel
behind
like
me.
in America, I feel like all races deal with it except white people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like nobody's comfortable dealing with the police except they're white. You can tell how they interact with them. Like they'll argue with the police, cuss at them. Like
Mm-hmm.
they'll pull up. They can pull weapons out on the police,
It's
throw
sad,
stuff out. They white people do whatever to the police. So
and
not yes. I
and
feel like one of the only races. Well, no, because everybody except white people. Because I don't think they get scared of the police.
all right, and with that being said, we are at the age where like we don't have kids, but a lot of the announcers were saying, or a lot of people like, or in the bubble, like, oh yeah, they gotta explain this to their kids. Do you remember those talks that you had with your dad, your mom, like, oh, in the police interaction? Because a lot of white people come out like, oh yeah, they don't have to have no conversation with their kid for real, because the police are there to protect and serve them. At the same time, when I get pulled over, I haven't been pulled over that much, but I'm not trying to make no sort of movements. Both my hands, you can see both my hands on the steering wheel.
Why you
If
gonna
you,
get up here and lie to these people and say you don't get pulled over that much?
I've been pulled over 3 times in my whole life.
I respect that.
Yeah. So I
But
mean,
but that so yeah, I had my shit out before they even get to the car.
yeah,
So
yeah. My license and registration is already out. Like I'm
yeah,
letting them know.
I got license registration and proof of insurance. Know what I mean? Take all of this shit and go back to your car and write my ticket, please. I don't want to answer no questions. I don't want to talk about nothing. You got all the information you need. Search my name. It's clean as hell. Give
Mm-hmm.
me a ticket. Let me go home. That's all I want.
Yeah, but it's scary that like these are the same people who be protecting and serving us, and we out here fearing that if he having a bad, like Kenneth Smith saying, oh, not
But
Kenneth.
I mean, it is. I've never felt like the police was here to protect and serve me personally. Like I didn't
That's
actually
what they sworn in to do.
I was young, like witnessing with my own these eyes right here. You know what I mean? Like I didn't witness the police plant shit like in the house and all the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see that with my own eyes young. So
Mhm.
like like knowing police officers by their names, like really knowing them, like, oh, that's Officer so and so. Know what I mean? We ain't going over there. We need to go over here or do whatever. Know what I mean? So yeah, it's from a young age I learned not to trust or deal with them or go near them. So yeah, I never felt like they was here to protect and serve me.
Yeah, it's just a sad world, man. But huh, I don't know, man. We think we have to get better. We have to really see change. Or not, or all right, we just it's gonna have to pass, or it's gonna get better. No, we have to actually do action, do change, do put a plan in place. We're gonna stick by this, and if we don't get these results, then you're not getting our money, you're not getting our votes, you're not getting our support. Um,
I wish we
last
had our own shit for real.
I wish we did too. And if to be honest, this not even their shit. They came here and took this land.
I'm not talking about like land like shit like that. I'm talking like man like a black a black Walmart. Know what I mean? Or a black version of Walmart, whatever that would be like.
And and you know what happens? Cause you're right. People we did have black Walmarts before, but these larger corporations come out with here with all this big money and buy us out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to turn down. Oh, all right. We see you got. Let's say we got a net. I got a net bigger Amazon right now.
Mm-hmm.
If Jeff Bezos come to you right now, you got the next Amazon on the way. You're not Amazon yet, but you got almost everything he got. Your prices might be just a little bit smaller than his. People really starting to go to you. He come to you, man. All right, look, I'm gonna come to you like how Andre did. I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna give you $1 billion, bro. How can you really say no to that?
You don't. I mean,
And that's
realistically,
and yeah, I mean, we keep it a buck right now. You're right. You can't say it's like it's gonna be hard to tell somebody who ain't never had $1 billion in their life no to turn out. I can't turn down $1 billion right now. Not knowing I don't even want to do with it, but if I
yeah,
was to turn down that and grow my own,
you don't do anything with $1 billion. Like you wouldn't spend that in your lifetime. Know what I mean,
and
like
then and I'm
you just what you just did was made your family good. So that would be my mindset. Like, hey,
and then people so when I brought that up is the exact thing is a lot on Dr. Dre when he sold Beats to Apple, right? He still has ownership. I like that he had it, make sure he kept his name and all that stuff. That's great. Dr. Dre Beats still, but a lot of people, because you know people's brag that oh yeah, he's the first billionaire in hip hop. A lot of people got upset. Oh, he sold out for the white man. So like,
it's no such thing as selling out for a white man. Like, what is that?
but
I just got $1 billion for my idea. That's
mm-hmm.
that's what I created it for. I don't know. I really I hate that narrative. I really do.
Yeah,
Oh, like
and
we we sometimes we really are our own like worst enemy. You know what I mean?
and I
How
think that
how that man a sellout for creating a $1 billion investment and moving on with it. Like that man just sold his idea that he started from the ground up for $1 billion, and he don't got to put no work in for it no more. And he
mm-hmm.
still got ownership of it. He's still eating off of it, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
not even
the
his.
yeah.
So I wouldn't call that selling out. Like anybody calling that man a sellout is angry at themselves.
And I think at the same time we need to eliminate that stigma as like selling out as well, or not even selling out. Because I feel like as a community, not about a bad community, but let's just be honest with us right now. A lot of the narratives that we are portrayed on is because of we do it to ourselves first. So like if I
Mhm.
go in a store
Oh,
with a do rag and a white beater on, right? Oh, he'll watch out for him. He might be in here stealing. And sometimes it be black people looking at me like, oh yeah, he might. I got tattoos. Oh yeah, he might be a thug or something like that because he got a white beater on, and you being followed in the store, right? And now I'm being solely profiled because of that. Instead of I ain't stole, I ain't here about to rob you. I got enough money about what I want here, right? I
Mhm.
feel like we need to stop trying to fit an image and be ourselves.
Yeah, I don't be caring at
I,
all.
I don't
Thank
I don't care. I I deal with it now. Oh, you don't go out with a do rag or anything. Like, oh, you look ghetto and Bama. I'm not out here
Like,
trying to impress. I'm not out here for them.
trying to protect my hair. Know what I mean? Like these shit spinning under here. I'm trying to hold these down.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what.
I'm on week 7 right now without a haircut. I'm gonna get one next week though. Yeah, I see I'm wearing a lot of hats, so hopefully next episode I have a haircut. Maybe not.
Hopefully, man.
But you got anything else you want to say, man?
No, man. Great
All
talk.
right,
And
great
I
talk,
ain't
man.
we hit all our topics too.
Huh?
So we hit all our topics too. Nah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Shout out.
man. Yeah, yeah. But it's good, bro. That we got back to our bases. I know we've been going a little heavy on the guests
On the
lately.
guest.
Yeah, so we got back to just me and you. That was cool, man. We ain't turning down no guests. Well, I'm lying. I'm gonna turn down some guests that I ain't really trying to talk to. But I ain't turning down no good conversation. That's what I should have said. So like, if you do got some good conversations, you want to be you're a community activist, and you want to sit here and like give us a plan. What you say?
You, yeah, you got something to get off your chest. You can come up here, say if you sick of watching, sitting at home, and you feel like you just gotta tap in, say something. I mean, you can do that too.
Yeah,
It's all
I'm
up to you, man. Shout out y'all. Appreciate y'all
yeah.
for tapping into the Why Name It podcast, man.
There it goes. So like we're gonna end it off, man. Episode 14 of Why Name It Podcast. I'm the host, Lou, aka King Lou. I don't know my name.
Oh, it's-
I don't. It's been a long week.
Where's that? Where's that? Boom.
Come close to the mic, bro. I can hear you.
I said my name, Nas, and we out.
We out.